Hey everyone, Chris Sawyer here. This is a kind of an interesting little broadcast of the Varietal Show, and it's just because I'm here with my great friend Aaron Pott, and Aaron is a great winemaker, and we've been great friends for about 2 decades. Wouldn't you say about 2 decades?
Maybe more.
Maybe more. But we're also a big people that care about where we're at. And right now, what you're looking at is part of Mt Veeder appellation. And this week, I'm going to be out here doing some really cool things with the family, the Home Winemakers Classic, basically. And this is really the reason that this event really makes a huge difference is because of where Aaron lives, where all these other great people live up here in the mountains. And it's an important thing because these fires that really hurt up here are, they've been hard, Aaron, and we're going to go into this in a second. But what this amazing event really raises the money for is for the Fire Safety Council, which protects this area and helps people like Aaron know the tricks if the fires do come his way, to really help him as well. So Aaron, thank you for hosting me today. We've had a great tasting too, believe me. We won't go into that in detail because we've got another one. And actually,
we might get arrested.
I gotta say this. I gotta say this. Judd from Judd's Hill and I we're gonna do one. And him and I and you are going to do one where we're going to talk about cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
The three of us.
Well, the Fink is the master of cocktails.
He is the master of cocktails. So give us a little a sense of place right here where we're at, Aaron.
So we are at Chateau Neuf du Pott.
De Pott.
And
De
that
Pott.
is my property on the flanks of Mt Veeder. It's 215 acres of land here on the side of beautiful Mt Veeder.
Yep. And that's what you're looking at right now. We are looking, if you can see way in the distance, that's actually the Vaca Mountains way in the background there. It's a little hazy today, but we're really on top of it here. What's our elevation right now?
Well, right now we're at 1,450 feet.
Okay. And Carol Meredith, who is in the video with me that's going to be broadcast later this week, which is a great video of Carol Meredith and I. You and I both took classes from her at UC Davis. She's one of our great friends and an amazing person. She's the greatest educator about wine that you could ever want to know and befriend. She lives right over the hill from us here. So we're really in this fire zone here. If you could really look out this way, you would say, wow, that's all forest. And you're right. And actually, just on the side of your property here, you have some old growth redwoods.
Yes, yeah, we do.
Yeah, and that's why we tasted the wines today, and the Cabernet Franc that you have up here, it kind of has that little special air that blows through those redwood trees, and they're really amazing. But the whole idea about the Fire Safety Council for Mt Veeder is to really protect this area. So have they given you some of the good rules, like in some lessons that you've learned from being up here during these fires?
Oh yeah, they've been terrific, telling us to clear our properties, make open space to prevent fires. They started the chipping program up here that allowed us to stack wood and have a chipper come up and take care of it. It's been great, and Carol has been our real connection to the Fire Safe Council.
Yeah, and Carol's been on the board for a long time, so sometimes when you think about Napa Valley, everyone goes, "Oh my God, Napa Valley! It's the greatest place on the face of the planet." But what if it didn't exist, you guys? What if this burned down? What if it didn't look the same? And that's the thing that we have to work with. You've got a lot of people whose houses are here, and we're at Aaron's house right now, and it really does make a difference about thinking about everyone that watched the 2017 fires or last year's fires were, oh God, I feel terrible for these people. Well, it was rough. I don't live right here where Aaron lived, but I was feeling for him too. I was feeling for Carol and all of our other friends that live up here. These are real human beings, and the grapes are one thing, but there's animals up here. There's wildlife. There's everything that lives here. We need this ecosystem to keep going, and I feel like this fundraiser through the Home Winemakers Classic, and this is the 37th year that they've done this. I think that this year is even more important than ever, and that's why, Aaron, being here with you and really looking at your land. I mean, you got to protect this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a fire in 2017 that came right
No,
up
it's
across the
right
street here.
across the street from us here, you guys. There's a burn mark, and it's just, I mean, seriously, it's like
20 feet from the
20
house.
feet from us right here, where it came, and the house is right behind us. And so you have to think about these things about, preserving these areas, especially historical areas like this. But just think about the lives of people that are in jeopardy. And I'd say that the only good thing from last year is that we didn't lose any lives. But don't forget, we lost lives in 2017. There are people that just could not get out of their situations, and I feel like these fire safety council organizations, especially the one from here in Mt Veeder, are very important, and we need to look into this in a little bit more detail. And I feel that that's why raising funds this next week is going to be a big deal, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. And to be here with you, Aaron, I mean, I want you to keep making these damn good wines. And believe me, we were tasting some good stuff. I tried to buy some from him today. He doesn't have any that's available, you guys. It's just too good. I mean, he doesn't make enough. We were up there. How many acres do you have planted here?
5 acres. Planted.
5 acres. How many different blocks do you have?
8
different blocks. That's how small it is. This is all he's got. But boy, does he put his heart and soul into it. You make a few other brands. Name a few of those real quick.
Yeah, well, we make Blackbirds, St. Helena Winery, Seven Stones, Emos, Bernard McGray, Napa Valley, Perlis, Fee, Greer, and many others.
Yeah, he does a little bit. Okay, let's just put it that way. It's just I just kind of wanted you guys to get a little feel about what we're talking about when we talk about Mt Veeder and the people that live here. It's not just about a beautiful mountain, and believe me, there's a lot of history here too. We're looking right across there's a little bit of a creek here, but it's a dry creek right now, but there's a mountain right there, and that's Mt Veeder. The wine label is that's a vineyard right there across from us. But it's also a historical place, and back in the old days when before Golden Gate Bridge was made, and when there was a train that really went down Napa Valley for real resort kind of like lifestyle, this Redwood area up here was a big deal. Like, you would come here from San Francisco, you would get on a boat, you would come here maybe by horseback, maybe by train, and come here just because it was an experience. And this is true nature at its finest. I mean, when you see the vineyards, we're not up there, but you'll see some of the other pictures I'll post this week about our little adventures up on the top of the hill here where his vineyards are. But I mean, the fact is that we've got to preserve this stuff. This is true nature, and there's a lot of danger here. And I think probably the biggest thing that we talked about with Carol and I in that part of the video is it's not just about Mt Veeder. It's like, what if the sparks from here go that way? What if they go into Brown Valley? And what if they go into Napa Valley? And what if they go to Yountville? Everyone's in danger if these fires start. So I think that's why the great Mt Veeder Fire Safety Council is so essential for keeping this all alive and happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very important.
Absolutely.
And the Home Winemakers Classic is a blast too.
It's a blast.
It's a good party.
That's why you got to watch it. I just had Sherry Staglin on yesterday, and we've got so many great guests coming up. But since I was here with the man himself, with Aaron, I just figured, let's just do this. Let's just roll. And it's always fun to catch up with Aaron. But I want you guys to know this is a person whose family is in jeopardy if these fires happen. And it's not just Aaron. It's not just his wife. It's his 2 daughters. It's their animals. It's everything up here. It's their livelihood. It's what he invested in as a young winemaker. This land is precious to him, and it's precious to all of us that love his wines. But I want you guys to think on that kind of realm about how this happens and what fires can really do damage to people. And we saw it last year, unfortunately. Both you and I and everyone out there saw this 2020 fire that hurt some of our really good friends, that own these wineries that got burned. And it was
took
tough.
a great vintage and changed it into nothing.
Yeah,
It's very difficult.
Yeah, that's really tough. So you guys stay tuned for more stuff coming up this week, but please look up the Home Winemakers Classic website, and also check out some of the great website posts that we're going to be doing this week. Definitely on Instagram Live that I'll be doing on Sawyer Sommelier, sorry for that, and also on Facebook. But keep following this guy. He's pretty damn good, and I care about him. I care about this mountain. I care about the people here. I care about Napa Valley. I care about everyone that gets affected by these fires. And it's important for you to kind of think about those things when you get into this too. And I think this is a great event to be supporting, not only to support Napa Valley, buy some good wines for yourselves, of course, that are part of these auction lots that we're going to be doing, but I think that just having some fun watching us and also learning from some of these videos that we're going to be running this week about how fires really can affect people, and you're going to hear some heartfelt discussions. But thanks for having me up, brother.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right.
Thanks for doing this for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tonight.
Well, thanks once again for tuning in to the amazing The Varietal Show. We will be back. Thanks for listening to this one little small section here, and you've got another one coming up this week from Pride Mountain, which is going to be great. Tune into that. But thanks for being supportive of these great organizations, and I feel like the family, together, that I call it the family Home Winemakers Classic, but it's the Home Winemakers Classic, is really important to support the Fire Safety Council that is so essential to these areas. So thanks once again for tuning in. Cheers, you guys.